Hi, my name is Maggie Mandara. I'm a sophomore at Smithfield High School, and today I'll be performing a speech on the freedom of expression and civility debate. Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal, Christian, atheist. What is the first thing you think of when you hear these pairings in the same space? What often comes to mind are two things: violence or resentment. In all honesty, who is to blame for this being what we think of when we hear opposing beliefs? It's not as though history has ever proved these thoughts wrong, or if our present-day political environment has done so either. Freedom of expression and civility should coexist, though it isn't likely they ever will. Allow me to explain why. To start this much-needed conversation, we must begin with the most prevalent part, the two-party system. Why is it that a country that was founded to evade a place with one prominent belief has ended up a place with but two? Though many beg to differ, nobody can deny the stakes of an election, how vicious our country becomes when it comes time every 4 years. Such violence, such resentment, that it leads to limiting of personal thoughts, the personal beliefs, because they're afraid. This system of having only two prominent parties is flawed in countless ways, the largest flaw being the limiting of opinion. Limiting of opinion, one might ask in a hysterical tone, showing the lack of belief because this country is a democracy. How could you ever believe that people are limited here? There, right there. That is one of the main reasons this country has been stumbling to find ground beneath its feet in a constant struggle to reach stability. When people think of our country, they think it's the land of the free, right? Wrong. And in that same light, nobody can deny the fact that this is a democratic nation, one built off the opinion of its people. That in other places in the world, it's a much more struggle for people's opinions to be heard. So one might think, why aren't we grateful for what we're given? Isn't it enough? It's an exact train of thought, the one implying that once you've received something good, you stop pushing for more. That makes you fearful to do just that, to push for a change. And why must someone be the jester in a king's court to try and point these things out? Why are some given the option to oblivion? The line that exists faintly in some people's lives, where it's prominently displayed and not to trip over in others, is absurd. Diversity is a prominent thing in this country, many like to say. And while they're saying it, they don't seem to realize the weight of their words. That weight being something you may consider a political opinion is a personal right to someone else. The lack of awareness, the ignorance regarding that very statement in this country is one of the founding principles as to why this country always seems to be in a state of discourse. Separation of church and state, along with religion, causes a large uprising in this country, one that can and will not be ignored. Freedom of expression suddenly becomes conditional to those under the scrutiny of a religious person, even if they don't share the same beliefs. Marriage and adoption equality is another thing that causes an uprising in this country. The debate over whether two men or two women can raise a child is entirely foolish, as in reality, a child does not need a mother, a child does not need a father, a child needs a parent. So how long? How long is America going to falter, always pressing against itself in an effort to remain upright? How far? How far is America going to allow people to spew hatred towards others and disguise it under a veil of personal beliefs before a line is drawn? How much longer? How much longer is our youth going to be scrutinized before those in charge take the time to try and think as to why our youth must be so outspoken? Too far and too long are the answers to these questions. This conversation could last for ages, but if no one listens, if no one chooses to feel empathy for those outside of themselves, freedom of expression and civility will never coexist in this country. Thank you.